My name is Madison. I am a senior here at UD. I am a finance major, and I've been involved in P.R.O.U.D since the very beginning of my fall semester of freshman year. I started out just as a club member. I started raising my first dog, Winter, who was a female German Shepherd. I became fundraising chair with Emma, and we worked to plan fundraisers together, and then I became the secretary of P.R.O.U.D. Started raising my second puppy, Jazz, who was another female German Shepherd, and then this year I moved up and I'm the president of P.R.O.U.D.
I'm Emma. I'm a senior marketing and accounting major. This is my second puppy, Laika. My first puppy is P.R.O.U.D, who's currently up at the seeing eye. And I also have my third puppy, Odin. They've all been male German Shepherds because I love the Shepherds a lot. I joined P.R.O.U.D fall of my freshman year as well with these guys. They were actually like my first best friends in the club. And so I was just a club member at first. I got my first puppy this summer before my sophomore year. Then I became fundraising chair, and then for both my junior year and this year, I've been the vice president.
And puppy educator.
And I'm a puppy educator, which means that I help everybody with like issues that their puppies are having, or just like questions they have about their dogs and things like that too. So I'm just on top of my normal responsibilities, and I love it.
Hi, I'm Steph. This is Merlin. He's a male black lab. He's my second puppy. I previously raised a female half lab, half golden. Her name is Jamie. She's my pet. She didn't make it through the program, so now she's a pet. I am currently the webmaster, and I'm a senior, and I was also the webmaster last year.
Well, on campus, we have like a big impact almost unintentionally. So we do a lot of events with CCSD, which is like the counseling center on campus and things like that. We'll also do events with like the different schools. Like we have an event coming up with the business school where people are going to be able to come and hang out with our puppies just to de-stress. And so we do a lot of that. We also do a lot of disability awareness, just like raising awareness about the blind and things like that, and service animals and things of that nature. And then in the larger community, obviously, we are raising these dogs to be guide dogs, and so we have a huge impact because us raising these dogs, like they would never be able to become guide dogs without what we do.
We do basic commands each training circle, so we have sit, down, rest, and then what we call a recall, so it's basically like a little figure eight to get their attention back on you. So we can just run through them. So I guess sit. So I'll just say like a sit. And that's a praise.
Right. Sit.
Our puppies only get praise as the reward because they do have to practice intelligent disobedience. So with treats they do like tend to blindly obey. But with praise they're kind of learning how to like intelligently disobey. We give them a little bit of time to think about it.
The dogs are taught obedience through positive reinforcement, such as praise and loving attention. They are not rewarded with treats because it teaches blind obedience.
I learned a lot about patience, responsibility, time management, because since raising is a 24/7 commitment, you really have to schedule yourself out and make sure you have enough time to do what you need to do to care for your puppy. And patience, you get this tiny little fluff and you have to teach them all these cool things and make sure that they're doing well and learning at a good rate and everything. And so that takes a lot of patience and like helping them learn because some dogs learn faster than others. And responsibility, obviously, just because you're responsible for this baby, like it's literally like being a parent. And so it teaches you a lot through that.
I would say it also definitely teaches you how to be selfless too, because you spend a whole year with a dog and then you have to give them back. And that's definitely really hard, but you know you're doing it for someone who needs them more than you do. So that has definitely taught me a lot about just being selfless and thinking about someone else before myself.
It also teaches you a lot about love. Like I don't think you realize how much you can love something until you like have a dog and like are raising it from a baby. So it teaches you a lot about that. It also teaches you how to present yourself. Like you're always a representative of the organization that you're raising for. So it really teaches you like how to professionally like present yourself and be able to like talk about the organization as well and just present everything in like a positive manner, which obviously helps you with like jobs and different things like that too. But yeah, so next we'll do down. So I'll say like a down. Like you said.
mine down.
That's it. Like a down.
That's a good down.
Good down. Good boy. Awesome. And then we'll do rest. So that's just their stay command. So I'll just say like a rest and walk out in front of them. Sit down. Nice. I'll just stand up.
I think a lot of people, like looking at it from like society's perspective, a lot of people don't understand that, yes, it's a dog, but like to the blind person, like that is something they use as a tool to help them get around and help them feel safe. So I don't think a lot of people who aren't involved in the program or haven't had experience with service dogs in general kind of don't get that. And a lot of people come up to guide dogs or service dogs and just pet them and distract them. And I think that's something that not a lot of people understand, is that this is almost like a medical tool for them. So a lot of times we compare it to someone in a wheelchair. You wouldn't go up to them and like touch their wheelchair. And it's kind of the same thing with a service dog. So I think that's definitely something that we see like society and like guide dog users.
And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that they're like truly partners. Like it's not just somebody being like, oh, I'm bringing my dog around. Like they're really partners. Like the dog feeds off of the person feeds off of the dog, especially with a guide dog relationship, because like they are like seeing and like helping the person get around. So I feel like people don't realize that they like truly are partners in that relationship.
And they really need the dogs. Like a lot of people, I know fake service animals is becoming an even bigger issue all around the country even, but especially on this campus too. And it's, I'm trying to think of like how to say it. They really do need the dogs, like especially guide dogs. That's one of your main senses, and it gives them so much more independence and freedom. And whereas like someone who has just a pet that they want to bring around, or like an emotional support animal which don't have public access rights, that's more so just, they don't need that animal, they just want it there. But these people actually need their service animals. But I feel like people know that raising these dogs is like a big time commitment. And that's part of the reason, like I have a couple friends who decided not to join because they knew it was too big of a time commitment for them. But in general, like caring for another living, breathing animal takes a lot, and I feel like people could definitely see that.
Yeah. Good boy, that's like I said. Good boy. Oh, that's good. Yeah, good. Yeah. So that's what we do for our commands. They're pretty basic, but we do get our dogs to like learn them really down pat. And that's just pretty much setting the foundation for their guide dog skills. So they'll learn all those skills back up at the Seeing Eye. And the other major thing we do with them is like provide a foundation of love and trust, which sounds like a little cheesy, but it's basically what we do. And that's something that they can take on to their blind person and like to their trainer as well. And that helps them really socialize and like be comfortable in a bunch of different situations, which is our other job with them, is just to take them different places and interact with different people in different environments and things like that.
Dogs in Western society have become immersed in their human families and are often viewed as a member themselves. This is due in part because dogs fill the emotional needs of their owners. The emotional dependency on dogs and other domesticated pets make it almost impossible for most of Western society to view dogs as anything other than a companion. However, within Western society, there is a subculture of individuals who believe otherwise. Those involved in P.R.O.U.D, the puppy raisers of U.D, see the dogs they train as a tool that can help those with disabilities, rather than a member of their family. The dogs in training are not walked around campus to simply make people happy, but are being taught how to aid the disabled. The dogs who graduate from this program are then placed in homes with someone who is visually impaired. The dog's primary purpose is not to play, but to keep their owners safe and guide those who cannot see themselves. Though it seems harsh to mainstream Western culture, service dogs are framed as tools by those who train and receive them, rather than additions to the family.